There is a new man in charge of the Russia investigation.
The Justice Department named former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to oversee the federal investigation into potential collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign.
Former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan is here in the studio tonight. And Stuart, we want to ask you, what are you hearing from your colleagues, former colleagues at the FBI? Last week, Director Comey was fired. This week, Robert Mueller appointed special counsel to this investigation. What are the feelings?
Well, I think now there's a tremendous renewed confidence. You know, the FBI has always enjoyed an unwavering reputation for integrity and certainly trustworthiness. And certainly last week and the weeks before, we saw an erosion of the public's confidence in questioning the integrity of the FBI and the institution for which it stands for. And I think now with the changing of the guard, obviously Comey now being replaced by the Deputy Attorney General, and now having Robert Mueller step in as a special prosecutor or a special counsel, I think the public should be well satisfied that the renewed confidence, integrity, and what ultimately the FBI stands for is going to be in place.
Well, Mueller, a Vietnam veteran, former federal prosecutor, and of course the former FBI director, do you think that makes him a good pick to lead the investigation?
I think it was an exceptional choice, and number one is because he brings a unique perspective, having been with the United States Attorney's Office as a federal prosecutor, and also the longest sitting director for the FBI other than J. Edgar Hoover. He was with the FBI for 12 years. And so he has the unique perspective of understanding what it takes to prosecute a case, and he also understands the perspective of how to collect evidence to bring a case to the point where you can ultimately prosecute someone.
We're in a different age, the social media age, and that wasn't the case when Mueller was in charge of the FBI. Is he one that is going to stay away from the limelight?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that question because most people don't realize Robert Mueller came on to become the director of the FBI 1 week before September 11th. And obviously we all recall what happened thereafter. And Robert Mueller had very little face time. He's a very low-key, low-profile type of individual. In fact, he was somewhat criticized for not even traveling with the quote-unquote entourage that normally a director would travel with. And so I think that with the climate that we're living in and with this expectation that we expect all of this face time in front of the TV, we are not going to see that. And in fact, I don't think you're going to hear from Robert Mueller until, if in fact an investigation is completed.
So does his appointment reset the investigation? I mean, does it pick up from where it left off?
It's going to pick up. In fact, my understanding is he's already met with the agents who have been conducting the investigation to date, and they are already hitting where they left off.
All right, Stuart Kaplan, former FBI
My
director,
pleasure.
thank you so much for your insight.